You're watching Coin Legacy, where history lives through the coins that shaped civilizations. In the year 1642, the sound of war drums echoed across England. A nation once proud and united now stood divided, between a king who believed his power came from God, and a parliament that claimed to speak for the people. And in the middle of that storm, a coin was struck. A coin that carried the hopes of a monarch, the pride of a kingdom, and the weight of gold like no other before it. This is the story of the Charles I Triple Unite, the largest gold coin ever minted in England, born not in peace, but in the heart of civil war. Charles I came to the throne in 1625, inheriting a prosperous but restless kingdom. He was intelligent, cultured, and devout, but above all, he believed that kings ruled by divine right. To him, questioning the crown was questioning God's will. But Parliament thought otherwise. Disagreements over taxes, religion, and royal spending soon turned into open hostility. By the early 1640s, Charles had dissolved Parliament more than once, and the kingdom's patience was wearing thin. When his soldiers tried to arrest members of Parliament in 1642, it was the final spark. England split in two, royalists who stood by the king, and parliamentarians who vowed to stop him. Civil war is costly, armies need to be paid, weapons forged, loyalty secured. But Charles faced a problem. London, the financial heart of the kingdom, was under Parliament's control. So he moved his court and his treasury to Oxford, a stronghold of royalist support. There, under candlelight and secrecy, the Royal Mint began its work. It was in this moment of desperation that the Triple Unite was born, a coin unlike anything England had ever seen. The Triple Unite wasn't just money. It was a declaration. Each coin weighed around 27 grams of pure gold, 3 times the weight of a gold unite, and 3 pounds in face value. It was the largest hammered gold coin ever issued under an English monarch. These were not coins for common trade. They were royal statements, gifts to loyal nobles, payments to generals, tokens of faith in the monarchy. Look closely at the coin, and you'll see that every detail has meaning. On the obverse, Charles stands crowned and armored, holding a sword in one hand and an olive branch in the other, the sword for war, the olive branch for peace. He was telling his people, I fight to protect, but I desire peace. Around him, the Latin words read. Carolves DG Mag Brit. Fran. EDHIB. Rex. Charles, by the grace of God, King of Great Britain, France, and Ireland. The reverse carries an even more powerful message. Religious, prot, leg, on, liber, par. For the Protestant religion, the laws of England, and the liberty of Parliament. It was a royal pledge written in gold, to faith, to law, and even to Parliament, the very institution he was fighting against. The Triple Unite was struck only between 1642 and 1644, mostly in Oxford, though a few pieces may have been minted elsewhere during the war. Each coin was handmade, each slightly different. The 1642 issues often show the Oxford plume mintmark, a small symbol above the shield that identifies where it was struck. The 1643 and 1644 coins bear subtle variations in portrait and legend, revealing how dies wore down and were re-engraved. Because they were made during wartime, production was limited, and survival even rarer. Many were melted down after the war, their gold reused under the new Commonwealth government. Today, only a few dozen genuine specimens are known. Each one is unique, each one priceless. By 1646, the king's armies were defeated. Charles fled, seeking refuge with the Scots, but his hopes of reclaiming the throne faded. He was eventually handed over to Parliament, tried for treason, and sentenced to death. On a cold January morning in 1649, Charles I walked calmly to the scaffold outside the banqueting house in London. He knelt, said a short prayer, and with one stroke, the monarchy fell. His coins, symbols of divine rule, were hunted down, melted, or hidden by loyalists. The Triple Unite became a silent witness to the end of a royal era. Centuries later, the triple unite remains one of the most extraordinary coins ever struck in Britain. It tells the story of faith, power, and loss, all captured in a single piece of gold. When one appears at auction, collectors and historians alike are captivated. Prices can soar into the hundreds of thousands, but its true value lies in what it represents: the courage of a king, the chaos of a nation, and the fragility of power. Each surviving coin connects us to a moment when history was being rewritten, when loyalty, politics, and religion collided, and the fate of a kingdom hung by a thread. The Charles I triple unite was not just struck in gold, it was struck in defiance, in hope, and in the belief that a king's word could still unite his people. But the war proved otherwise. England's unity was shattered, its monarchy toppled, and its king executed. And yet, this coin remains, a gleaming reminder of a time when gold was more than wealth, it was power, propaganda, and the voice of a dying crown. You've been watching Coin Legacy. If you enjoyed this journey through history, subscribe for more stories from the coins that changed the world.